Oh, hello everyone, it's Damian and James here from Eee and today we're going to take a closer look at the Eee Pad Transformer. So this is a device which Damian managed to get his gleeful hands on from Taiwan, and what we'll do today is have a quick overview of the device itself, but what we're also going to do is that we're going to be comparing it against an array of devices that we have planned. So some of the devices that we'll be looking to compare against would be Damian's trusty old Motorola Atrix coupled with the dock. So we're able to compare the Eee Transformer with a dock going up against Atrix and its dockable keyboard as well. Other devices that we have handy is the Samsung 3G 7-inch, the Iconia A500, the first generation of the iPad. We've got the old Dell Streak 3G 5-inch, and a blast from the past, which is one of my favorites. It's actually a first hybrid slate that I've owned, which is the HP TC 1100.
The original Transformer. It's brilliant. With its keyboard. This is basically trip down memory lane. This is the original Eee Pad Transformer.
Yeah.
They learned from the master.
So Damian, you've got a couple of days, in fact you had one day of playing around with
I've had a couple now and I haven't put it down.
Right.
It's actually brilliant. I'm enjoying it a lot. As you can see, I got the device from Taiwan, so it actually has Chinese characters on the keyboard as well, which I don't mind. I'm used to Japanese laptops with the dual characters, so and the English ones are the larger ones, so I'm finding that easy to use.
Right. Just having a closer look at the keyboard itself. What we have on this side, if I can see, it's actually an SD card reader. In fact, it's got MMC SD. Oh, can't do a focus.
That's actually, it's running a blank. It's MMC, SD, and SDHC.
Right. Okay, that's
support
great
for all the cards.
Wonderful, and you've got a SD card in there right now, which is
actually
good.
It's just a blank, but we're going to put one in, so it just comes with a blank. Keep the dust out. It's got a full-size USB on this side as well.
Right. Yep.
And of course, being the convertible tablet, we've got the tablet unit itself, and Chippy's been through this with all the ports. But quick run around: micro SD card slot, the HDMI, and interestingly, this is actually a mini HDMI. The Atrix phone and the Iconia have a micro HDMI, which is, I think, the more common connection because it's common on phones. I found it a bit difficult to get the mini cable. I've got one now, but yeah, the micro it doesn't come with a cable, of course. Neither does the Iconia. Quick look at the top. We have nothing there. You can see the rear-facing camera, 5 megapixel. This side we've got a volume rocker and the power switch, and actually there's a little speaker grill there. It's got one on the other side as well. Sounds quite good out of them. It's loud enough for a normal room to hear audio. And on the bottom we've got the proprietary connector which goes into the dock, and these two slots are actually just guide slots to make sure that it's seated well in the dock. I've also seen on the ASUS website that they're bringing out 2 adapters for this dock. One is a full-size USB port, which is very cool because then you'll be able to have a full-size USB on the tablet. And the other one is a full-size SD card reader. And it'll do, I believe, SD, SDHC and memory stick as well, which is good. Because this unit actually lacks a full-size USB port, which I was concerned about going from the Iconia. The full-size USB I think is brilliant. Plug in hard drives, even keyboard, mice, although we haven't tested that, we'll try that out tonight. But having that adapter plug, very similar to the iPad, you can get that iPad camera connector kit. It looks virtually the same, so that's going to be quite cool, I think.
Yeah. One of the things that gets me is just the slimness of it all. So if we compare it against the iPad 1, first generation, thickness is almost on par.
Yeah, I think these are very similar. The iPad 1 has that kind of bulge in the middle, so it narrows to the side, and the Eee Pad does the same thing. So actually, yeah, very, very similar. The Iconia is a all metal construction and flat on the back, dead flat. So it's actually thinner at its thickest point, but kind of comparable on the edges.
Right.
I find this a little harder to hold for a long period of time because it's flat, and I actually find the ergonomics of this quite nice to hold because of that. Similar to the iPad, because of that bulge.
Yeah.
Easier to hold.
Yeah. And plus the fact it's a lot lighter than the iPad 1. I think the Transformer weighs in at about 680 grams. But once you actually dock it with the keyboard itself, the keypad we actually weighed it, and it weighed in at about, well, quite a hefty amount actually.
Yeah, this itself was only slightly lighter than the tablet, and together they're about 1.3 kilos, and it is very heavy.
Yeah.
We both noticed that tonight. In this form factor, docked, that's actually quite heavy. We're talking about 1.3 kilos, and it's heavier than my Vio laptop. Way heavier than any of these devices we have here. It really becomes quite a hefty, more than a netbook, noticeably. It's really a laptop weight, although with massive battery life.
That's right, yeah. In fact, the only device on the table that outweighs this would be my old trusty TC1100.
That's it, and interestingly, they're pretty much on par.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, you would have noticed I've dropped the screen on the TC1100. So I guess the same issue won't occur on the Eee Pad Transformer because it's got pretty tough exterior glass.
Although interesting, the old Atrix, it's a bit dirty. Sorry, it's supposed to be Gorilla Glass, and I've already scratched it. Right, it has a scratch on it, so I'm a bit dark about that. Having a quick look at the dock, full-size USB, killer feature, being able to plug in thumb drives. And you actually get two of them. On the other side you've got another one. You also have the proprietary charging connector,
right, yeah.
Which is a USB charger, but proprietary connector to plug it in. On the Iconia, of course, you've got just a standard power plug, not a proprietary sort of connector. But it'd be nice to see if they had USB. Apparently, this will charge from the micro USB, but very slowly. But that's kind of a neat feature to have.
Yeah. Just a question on the dock, Damien. I think the dock itself, once you actually dock the tablet onto the keyboard dock itself, the keyboard dock actually goes into charging the tablet. Yeah,
that's right. The tablet, of course, can charge by itself. In this docked mode, and we've probably, what have we got there now? We've got 96%. This will actually now charge from the dock. The dock has a battery in it that will charge the tablet. And if you plug in to charge the dock, it'll actually prioritize recharging your tablet. So your tablet can be dead flat, plug it into the dock, and it will recharge your tablet, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's a good feature.
Yeah, so you're looking at really, real world usage, and I'm doing it pretty harshly on this. I'm really pushing the tablet, and I think I can comfortably get about 8.5 hours, maybe more, out of the tablet, and I can get a recharge out of the dock. So that really, it's almost going to double the battery life. And of course, in this docked mode, in that form factor, you're looking at a good, really 16 plus hours, maybe 17 hours of use, which is just brilliant. It's really a couple of day computing.
Yeah.
The other thing I noticed, which I really like about the dock, because of this hinge is very solidly made and quite stiff. So you're holding your screen at a very good angle. But if you can see, when you open the unit, this actually rotates with these little feet and puts the tablet, I don't know if you can see it in this upside down, it rotates underneath and puts your tablet at an angle. So if I do it while it's on the table, you have a look. From being flat with the table now, when I open it, it actually angles the keyboard up.
All right.
Which puts it at a really nice angle for typing. The Motorola here stays dead flat. And I find the keyboard really nice and easy to type on this, but just that little thing, it's amazing how much difference it can make. This is a really nice, comfortable angle for typing, and I've noticed it going back to the Motorola dock, being flat on the table. It's not quite as ergonomic as using it at that slight angle. I think that's a really neat feature.
Right.
But you will find with this dock, initially, it kind of threw me, because when it arrived in the box, it's actually quite hard. It arrived like that, without wanting to force it and break the device. I was actually looking for some kind of release switch because I thought this thing is locked, and it wasn't. It's actually just a very stiff hinge, which I guess it has to be because you're getting the full weight of the tablet going in there. But what that really means, because you know, a loose hinge on a laptop is, your screen's going to flop around. This thing quite reliably will remain at any angle, which is good. You know, it may loosen off over time, but I quite like that.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see whether that actually lasts us through time. Okay, so just going on to the tablet unit itself. So screen resolution wise is a 1280 by 800 on a 10.1 inch screen. And I think the viewing angle on that is picked to be a 178 degrees viewing angle.
It's brilliant, actually.
That's good.
Yeah, amazing viewing angles. Right. No problems, up, down, side to side. The resolution is beautiful. It's actually a very pleasant screen to look at.
Yeah.
I found the auto brightness was quite conservative, so I've turned that off. When I had that on, I found the screen was really quite dim. So turning it off, it's not on full now. But yeah, full brightness is actually too bright. You're losing the contrast. It's amazing. I mean, I guess I haven't really tried it outdoors in the sun, but the auto brightness I found turning it on, you can see there, look how conservative that is. That went right down to like a quarter. You know, I think manually I kind of am at the moment running it on about 2/3, and that's bright enough for any kind of daytime office use.
Lovely. Okay, now I guess moving on to the actual operating system itself. Runs a Honeycomb 3.0.
I might point something out here. My phone just gave me a warning that it was running low on battery. Cool thing about the Atrix is same deal with the dock. This laptop dock recharges the phone, and I can recharge the phone twice from the laptop dock. If you're not familiar with the Atrix phone, this dock is basically screen, trackpad and a keyboard with a whopping great battery in it, but you're getting the addition of USB ports, which is nice. But I can use this dock to recharge the phone twice, so I actually never worry about running out of juice, because when I dock this and use it in its dock mode, I'm recharging the phone, which is kind of cool. And since I'm new at the device, I am always struggling to get it on easily. But yeah, just a note on the keyboard on here as well. It's got a bunch of shortcut keys for this Android device. So you have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth on off. I can do screen brightness on here. You can activate the camera, web browser. It's got the media controls, play, pause, and your volume controls. I find them really, really good. It's got a home and the settings keyboard shortcut as well. They're very handy, very handy. It's a neat addition. It's actually adding a whole row as opposed to like a normal keyboard above the numbers, but yeah, I'm finding them very useful.
Yeah, and this looks like pretty usable keyboard as well.
It's nice. Yeah,
nice depth, you know, so it probably gives you a good typing experience.
They've gone with a kind of a more standard netbooky, I guess, style. The Atrix, you can see, has indented buttons, a bit more kind of, I guess, MacBook style keyboard. It's quite nice to type on, but there's not a lot of travel in the keys. There's more travel in this Eee Pad's keyboard, and I'm finding it a pleasure to use, actually.
Yeah, that looks good. Okay, in the next video we'll have a closer look at the operating system, and we'll run you through some of the programs. Alright, see you soon.